Hey, good afternoon. It's Smarty Jules, your 10-minute professor, bringing you 30 jewels in 30 days. We're on jewel number 17 today, and I'm coming to you from a different location. But I wanted to just hop on here and briefly break down what I posted today. I went and posted a chart today because it broke down, depending on what age you are, what era you were a part of, what is your name designation. For example, my son is 17 years old. So anyone from the age of 7 to 22, they're considered Generation Z. The millennials are anyone that's at the age 23 to 38. I am a Generation Xer because I'm in the age range of 39 to 54. My husband is a baby boomer. He's in the age range of 55 to 73. And my mom would be considered what's called the silent generation because she's in between the age of 74 to 91. So why is that important? That's important with our ability to know how to navigate systems and how to navigate in and out of relationships and how to navigate with different types of people. It's important that you understand who is in charge of different platforms and what era they come from, because then you can look at and know what drives their behavior. What are the things that shaped who they are? What were the major historical events that were taking place during their time period that helped create the lens that they use to see the world? And it helps you to be able to make shifts in your ability to get things done. And I'll give you an example. I told you that I'm not just sitting here as a talking head. I am actually doing this work with you. One of my big growing areas that I had to, and I'm still just like every day in my head is like, wow, I didn't realize that. But for example, my preferred platform is Facebook. And my son, he doesn't even have a Facebook account. That is considered, whether you know it or not, for the older crowd. Okay. Generation Z and the crowd that's a little bit older than him, their platforms are Instagram, and that's kind of becoming even more dated. They operate from TikTok. I'm sure you've heard about that. And this other one, Snapchat. So why is that important? Well, the reason why it's important, especially if you are of a particular generation or era, what is required over on Instagram, the way they do business over there, is completely different than kind of how Facebook operates. And I'll give you an example of that. I come from the era where, if you're going to talk to a crowd or present to a group, you need to be able to establish very quickly and early on, well, what is your authority to be able to do so? You need to be able to show your resume, your work history, how you've done this before, and, why you are a expert on what it is that you say that you're doing. So that is what framed me. I'm a Generation Xer, and that's how we had to show up. Okay. Well, over on Instagram, that is not the way that you have to show up. The people over there on Instagram, you have people that are millionaires. I saw a girl who started a sells face serum for acne that she made in her house and showed herself bottling it, and it says that it's all natural. And she sold out over $1 million worth of face serum that she made in her house from Instagram. Now, I come from the era and I talk to young people. You have to talk to young people. I talk to young people, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like, you don't have to be a dermatologist. Like, from my era, before I use someone's face serum, I'm going to have to know that they know how it's going to react with my skin. I'm going to have to know that, like, just who are you making this product? But so that is a shift that I had to realize, that over on Instagram, they don't require that. You have several people who have set up shop, and they are able to navigate in a whole different way than what my mental framework has shaped me in order to be able to do. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because in order for me to be able to stay current, and in order for me to know and have an understanding of what works and what doesn't work, I have to be able to understand the framework that I'm dealing with, and you will too. And so one of the keys to being able to create shifts in your life is to be able to keep yourself current. And I'm not saying that you want to adapt to all of the different things and, whether or not it's a shortcut or not, in order to be able to do what you see everyone else is doing. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that everyone who wants to remain current and who wants to be able to navigate in the world, you have to have an understanding of who is in charge and what era they came from, so that you can have a better idea of what they need and what they require in order for you to build a relationship with them and in order for you to be able to do business with them, if that's what your end game is. What my son requires and the way that I have to deal with him in order to be able to find what motivates him is completely different than what motivates someone that is my age, or someone like my mother, or someone that is a baby boomer like my husband. And so it would be a worthy endeavor to just take some time to take a look at that and put that in your mental framework, that in order to be able to navigate systems, do a little bit of the background work to see who's in charge of the platform, what era are they coming from, so that you can better know what they value and how they value it, so that you can have a better service delivery system. This is Smarty Jules, your 10-minute professor, bringing you 30 Jules in 30 days. This was Jewel number 17 on learning how to navigate the system.